Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back. What's happening? Good to see y'all. Hope y'all doing well. Um, y'all see the title of the video. Y'all see this one. Is Jeff Jarrett, being in AEW, is a sign of the times to come? Now this is just like a little crazy theory or just something for people to just think about, just to get people either talking or thinking. And this is no like knock towards AEW or no diss to Jeff Jarrett or none of that. This is just me kind of just, remembering what it was in WCW and then looking at AEW and what they've been through and what they kind of do. And it kind of is, it just really kind of relates to me. So what I'm saying is just like with WCW. When in WCW, Jeff Jarrett was there for a while. He was, right? But like most of the time, he was kind of like mid Carter, and then once WCW started getting close to its ending point, within like the 2000 late 2000s, 2001, they started using Jeff Jarrett a lot more than what they were doing. Like Jeff Jarrett was leading literally like in the main events of pay-per-views for world titles, and he was constantly being shown and being seen in the light. Like I mean, literally, like every Nitro, he would hit somebody with a guitar, or it just really became like every single time they were using him a lot more than what they were using him. And and this was towards when the company was going and leaving. And it just got me thinking about AEW. Like, is this the same fate for AEW? Because here we go. Jeff Jarrett is here in AEW. AEW had its hot moments, was doing some pretty nice things, kind of like WCW. I'm not saying this it was as big, but AEW did used to be bigger, and it used to seem like it could really compete with the WWE, or at least be in that right direction. But now, the years have tacked in. We're about 5 years in, and now, the company has definitely gone through a decline when it comes to ratings and also when it comes to losing a show. I know they're talking about gaining one, but they still lost a show. And Rampage used to be their second main show before Collision came in, and now that's gone. You know, it's AEW definitely does have a lot of issues right now, and they need to fix a lot of things to me. And I'm not going to knock them 100%. There is some things I do like about AEW, like over WWE. There are some things, like for example, in AEW, I do like how they actually let them fight more. Like in WWE, it's so much protection going on and favoritism. It's like when people fight, they just constantly got to use security and break it up, and it's just getting annoying. Like we should not be seeing security and breakups every show. Like AEW, like they'll let a whole group of people come out there and just get the banging it out, banging it out, banging it out, and they, nothing to happen. Like it won't get broken up. Like I kind of do like that, and there are some other things I do like about AEW a little bit. But overall though, and that could be another video. But overall, though, it is on the decline, and it is having trouble keeping attention or building a certain attention with stars and stuff. Like I'm not gonna go on full detail about it right now because I'm trying to talk about Jeff Jarrett, but it definitely needs some work. I'll put it like that. It definitely needs some work. And right now, Jeff Jarrett, I know he was talking about going for a main title, but let's be honest, Jeff Jarrett is kind of relevant right now. He's more relevant than what he was than when he first got in. They got him coming at MJF now and stuff like that. Like it's almost like a sign of the times. And I felt like with WCW, they pushed Jeff Jarrett because they couldn't really use the other people no more. The big stars that was really kind of doing it, they either were gone or they just couldn't push them like that no more because it's like their time was kind of up. So then they like, okay, well, let's start relying on Jeff Jarrett. And it's like, what if AEW like does the same thing? You know, what if AEW just starts relying more and more on Jeff Jarrett? I know it's people already out here saying it, like, man, they would like to see him have another world title run, which, to be honest, I think is possible. I do believe something like that can happen. I mean, my right now, you know, there's nobody who I feel like could beat John Moxley right now. Maybe a Jeff Jarrett. And I said this over a month or so ago. I was like, who's going to beat Moxley? Like, nobody is getting built up to the point where they're believable enough to beat Moxley. And the ones who you might think can beat him, they're not. They're keeping away from him, and they're not really having him wrestle him. Maybe Cope. Maybe Cope, yeah, aka Edge, Adam Copeland. But I don't know, you know, I don't really see. I like honestly, I would see it happening more faster for Jeff Jarrett than Cope. But just saying though, Jeff Jarrett is kind of in the mix. They're using them a lot. They're having them do more promos. They're giving them more attention. And next thing you know, he is world champion again. Like, for real. Like, next thing you know, it really do happen. And then it's like, you know, is this history repeating itself? Is this history repeating itself? Because WCW, you know, and AEW, I feel like do have things in common. Now, I'm not saying they were the exact same thing, but there are some things that kind of were in common with them. When like for with the booking example, WCW, you know, when they were doing it big and really beating WWE, you know, or F or whatever back then, like they were really putting on real thought, long term storytelling and using big players to keep interest. But towards the end, you know, a lot of those big players and storylines were done, and then they were just kind of rushing things and just using people to fill spots. And that's what I feel like AEW is kind of doing. You know, they're kind of rushing things, just using places. I mean, just like with Moxley and them, they literally do the same thing. Like every week, they're just gonna jump people, just like with Cope. I already knew it. I already knew it on Dynamite last Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna attack Cope. They're gonna try to jump him. Who's gonna run out? Like, this is all they do. Where's the real story? Where in Cope again might not do it, but let Jarrett beat MJF. I bet you everybody be like, whoa, and then next thing you know, they send him in Moxley. Or do they what had Cope win and send him to Cope? But again, this is just something to think about. Is this a real sign of the times? Is it because AEW? I mean, their viewership that they've kind of been holding on and maintaining a little bit, but they have taken serious dips at serious times, and Collision suffers a lot. Dynamite doesn't always catch, and then sometimes it might hold, but there's not a lot of growth going on. And I really do feel like the company needs to do a little more to push, you know, certain things and make it better, and then maybe it could grow. You know, we want to see the growth, because we don't want WWE just being the only thing out here, because WWE just really got a lot of work to do too. So, you know, maybe if AEW start taking off a little bit, maybe WWE might just try to get better. We'll see. But just something to think about with Jeff Jarrett, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Have a good one.